This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start very soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Before we start, can I just say thank you very much to everybody who has been supporting the channel, watching the videos, liking the videos. I hope you're all finding them very helpful, more than anything. And maybe some of you are even finding them entertaining. Who knows? Funnier things have happened. Right, we're going to take a move forward now into the National Hunt season. I mean, we're sitting here the day after Bonfire Night, the 6th of November. And believe it or not, they've been going around in National Hunt races since the beginning and middle of September, I feel. But I don't really... The jumps to me will always be secondary because really, there is only one or two good meetings. You've got the Dublin Festival, you've got the Punchestown Festival, you've got Aintree, and you've got Cheltenham, of course, the main one. And you've also got a couple of French as well. The rest of the year, they just fill time. You know, in my view, the races aren't even. To me, I don't know. If people are confident enough to just watch National Hunt racing all year, not bother with it until them 4 meetings, I think they could do all right with it. And if they stick to well-bred horses, which is very difficult in National Hunt racing, you know, they're all geldings. You know, so even if you do find a well-bred one, what can they do with it apart from race it? You know, they can't do nothing with it. You know, it's very frustrating. Maybe focus on the mares races. Try and find some well-bred ones, you know, and just follow them and see how you get on. See how your judgment is. But there's flat racing all the year round, you know. If people really do want to ignore the jumps, it is very easy to do. Right, these two horses here that I found, I've actually found one that won earlier this week, this weekend, late last week, the second. And that's led me on to another one. So really what we've got here is a classic, good old-fashioned identify one, get one free. Both very closely related to each other, these horses. On the dam side, but before we start, Rep CIC Racing 2020.great/site.net is becoming a very influential site now. I actually backed Rep. I'm actually using it now to look at the mares that are used to race on the site and see what they've foaled in the meantime. You know, it's going through 1919 really, and 2019, really, and 2020. You know, before it got full, and then we decided that I should just focus on the classics and not all the other and whack them all on one site, rather than sort of a skitter-scatter approach that we had here on this site. Some very good horses over here. Another way to look at it is National Hunt horses identified on this site 3 years ago. Might now be chasing as well. You know, there might be some good ones lurking on this site. So I would encourage anyone to have a little ganders at this site, Rep CIC Racing 2020.great/site.net. Right, the horse I identified that won last week is this one here. Lecky Watson, owned by the Slaneyville Syndicate and trained in Ireland by Willie Mullins. People look at the form of it. Yeah, it's finished 4th in the Cheltenham Champion Bumper. Yeah, this is a horse. This is a very nice horse. It actually did win that day on the 20th of November, but they're saying that the rival was impeded. I mean, make of that what you will. It was 4-7 favourite on the day. I'm sure that both results were paid out on. But the horse, to me, is interesting. It was then beaten by Facile Mode in a bumper before it ran in the race with Iker Debois, 50 grand maiden on its debut. A race that I am starting to look at a little bit more those end of season 50 grand maidens for the next season, because I think Absolute Notions might have won one as well the year before he went jumping. So this horse here has been solid, you know, running over 2 miles. It then went as far as they could, really, in the 2 mile, 2 furlong bumper sphere, when it was 5th behind Walkaway Harry after finishing 4th at Cheltenham. odds that defy me. And then Connections maybe gave us a clue what really they have in store for the horse, which is staying hurdles and chases, where they upped it up nearly a furlong, nearly up a whole mile from what's been running at bumpers. This is why I am loath to follow horses in bumpers, identifying horses like this, because this to me, that's probably the only time it went off at a price it should have done for a horse that is running 2/3 of the trip that it needs. Look at the prices it was going off. Bookies prices all the time, apart from that one time where it delivered. This is an interesting horse. Still a bit of a bookies price the other day. The Thurles maiden hurdle, where it won by a neck. But to me, the interesting thing when people look at the pedigree of this horse really is how well bred this horse is. It's obviously going to be aimed, I think, maybe at a minimum of 2.5 miles. It might drop down a bit in trip from that, even though it was staying on, as we will see in the video. But it's a very, very well-bred horse, this Lecky Watson, without any shadow of a doubt, in my opinion. People will see there that this site can be tricky to use for National Hunt racing because it's not a National Hunt site. I don't think it is. It's hard to say. So we'll have to use the controlled outlets a lot more, like the Racing Post, I think, when looking at jump sources, because there's not guarantee that all the weird races they've won will come up on this site, because I've seen it happen to me before. But the important information we'll see there is the 2018 gelding by Valiran out of a dam called Anno White, and it is family 7F. I knew we were in business with this one when I saw the 4th dam of it, Anna Paula. And I also knew that this would be a relatively quick video to make because we wouldn't even have to look at the back pedigree of the horse. Because if people look at the horse that won the, what Derby is it now? 2021 Derby, I'm going to say. Now? I was right. Adiyar, who is just off to stud, I think, somewhere in Japan. I think that and Westover heading to Japan. You'll see there that Anna Paula is also the 5th dam of Adiyar, the Derby winner of 2021. So we can just look through our video that we did on Military Order, the brother to what's it called, Adiyar, yeah, and we can just link this video in, which I will do at this point here. I will put a card up to the top, link into the video about Military Order, and then people can just right-click on that link. It'll open up in another tab. It won't open. They can, unless don't set your videos to play automatically ever on YouTube. And then you will set them in. That'll just be waiting for you for the end of this video. That is what I would advise you to do now. The card will be up there about now. Because then people will see the back pedigree of this line 7F when we did the Military Order video. They might have to sit through me trying to persuade everybody that Military Order was a good horse before it proved that it wasn't. I think they might have even gelded it now. But we're not here to talk about those two. We're here to talk about Lecky Watson. So 7F, as we said, we'll see there a little bit on the historical line. You'll see that we're really quite near the top of it. Got horses like, there's Anna Paula. Anna Paula, who we're going to look at in a moment. You'll see that she is a classic winning mare herself on the flat. I must keep remembering to say on the flat this time. And also we've got Anna Monda, is not in the pedigree of this horse. You'll see there that it's a German pedigree that has done quite well as well, an Italian pedigree as well. And we'll come to the modern day with 2021 UK Derby winner. People are going to take a look now probably at we can look at the first 3 dams, then we'll get to Anna Paula, who's the 4th dam, and then we'll look at some relatives of the horse, and then we'll watch it win. Anno White is the dam of the horse, Lecky Watson. She only raced once. She was actually pulled up on that start, foaled in 2010 by Stowaway. The 2nd dam, Anno Monday, foaled in 2000, side by Red Ransom. She was actually placed in 4 of 6 starts. A Darley horse, raced in France and Ireland, but again, we're not at the black type stage at the moment. The third dam of the horse is Anno Luce, and this is where things start to get quite interesting with the dams. Foaled in 1993, side by Old Vic. What a stallion that was. By Anna Paula, the Classics winner. What a horse. There's no surprise really that it won 3 of 13 starts. In the first 3, 7 of 13, winning £195,500 Deutschmarks and also £13,000. You see there, Anna Luce was first 3 in the Group 3 Deutsche Stutenpreis. Also third in the German Oaks of 1996. And at 4, it won the listed Aphrodite Stakes at Newmarket as well. So it's a very good horse. You'll see there, Dam of the Great Annie Power. So there was the first clue where we're heading with this horse, Anna Luce. And like we said, the 4th dam was Anna Paula herself. Foaled in 1978, sired by Prince Ipi out of Antwerpen, winner 5 of her 8 starts. In the first 2, 6 out of 8, and winner of 455,000 Deutschmarks. Winner of the Group 2, Prix de Winter Favoritin of 1980, the race Al Shigara took out this year. And at 3, it won the German Oaks, the Ludwig Goebbels. I wonder if, every time I see that, I always wonder if he's related to Goebbels. I think that's only natural. A Group 1, a Group 2, and a Group 3 winner at 3. Champion 2-year-old in Germany in 1980, and the champion 3-year-old filly in Germany in 1981. She's the 5th dam of this horse, Lecky Watson. So what we've got, I think we've proved, is a good, solid middle distance pedigree. Yeah, which with a bit of National Hunt form thrown in. Excuse me, Lecky Watson. You see, he was a good bumper horse. He ran to 134. Only rated 119. The hurdles win that he just had, so it was a bit egg and spoony. We'd like to see him above 140, really. But he should be able to reach that comfortably. He needs to improve his bumper form by 6, and then he's there. It's just a matter of them getting him in the right race. He must have beat a few trees that day in that egg and spoon race at Thurles. Unfortunately, it'd been rated a lot higher, wouldn't it? So that's the pedigree that we've looked at. I found other horses that I found that were quite closely related to it. Other jumps horses and flat horses we're going to take a look at now. I found this horse here, Giant of a Man. That is out of Anno Mundi, second dam. So the dam is that was out of Stowaway. This one is as well. So the dam is a full sister to this. Grade 2 hurdle winner. People will see that it won the Grade 2 novice hurdle of 2014. It won the Michael Purcell Memorial Novices Hurdle of 2014 when it ran to its best hurdle mark of 140. Another one similar. Had to run in bumpers. They even tried it in the 3-mile race at Aintree in 2014. Quite a lightly raced horse as well. It was 21st in the big handicap hurdle when last seen in 2017. Don't quite know what's happened to the horse, but it was a Grade 2 winner in its day, and it's a full sister to the dam of Lecky Watson. And then we've obviously touched on the great, legendary Annie Power. Only out of the first 2 when she fell at the Cheltenham Festival in 1 of her 17 starts, and she still just goes to show what peanuts they race for in National Hunt racing. Despite winning 17 races, Annie Power won nowhere near £1 million for connections. There's another reason why you should ignore National Hunt racing, if you go to. They're not racing for anything. These people that there's people that will kid people to follow National Hunt horses all the year round. They'll offer a telegram service. They'll take all your money. They'll offer. It's National Hunt racing is what it is. It's something. If you enjoy it, get involved with it. I know people that say National Hunt racing is very cruel. They can watch flat racing, but this is a little bit too much for them. You'll see there that Annie Power won virtually every single race that she was entered in, apart from when she fell, when I had the winner that day, Glenn's Melody, lovely, in the 2015 Mares Hurdle at Cheltenham. She won, how many Cheltenham festivals did she win at? She won at the 2014 Cheltenham Festival. No, she didn't. She lost in the World Hurdle as well to more of that in 2014. 2015, she fell. And at 2016, she finally won her only Cheltenham Festival race when she beat My Tent or Yours to win the 2016 champion Cheltenham Hurdle, champion hurdle, before doubling up with the Aintree win. Again, only just under £100,000 for a Grade 1 race at Aintree. Absolute peanuts. And that was only 7 years ago. You know, they're very disappointing, the prize money is for National Hunt Racing. Really is. So there's Annie Power. That's rated. That's out of Anno Luce, who's the third dam of Lecky Watson. So the second dam is related to Annie Power. I don't think Annie Power was by Stowaway, was she? No, she was by Scirocco. I found a flat horse also related to it as well. Anno Luce. It's by Monson. Air Trooper. Won 2 out of 2 starts, won €44,000, listed winner of the Prix de l'Avre. Only raced twice, don't know what happened to it really. Just seemed to have disappeared off the face of the earth, as many geldings do. No one really knows what happens to them. Definite murky side of horse racing. Our horse can race twice, win twice, and then just disappear off the face of the earth, like this one seems to have done. But it's a good horse, won 2 out of 2 starts, and was a gelding foaled by Manson out of Anna Luce. Lady Pimpernel is an interesting one. Anna Luce is the second dam of this one. We're down now to Angelino. A horse called Angelino foaled this one. Lady Pimpernel won 5 out of 19 starts, but it was quite consistent in the first 3 of 14 of 19 starts, to somehow not even winning over 50,000 UK dollars. Despite all of that, it won 36,000 American dollars as well. It won the Group 3 Robert J. Frankel Stakes at 4 in America, and it also won at 4 the Uphaven Filly Stakes at Salisbury at 4, and at 5 it was second. There's a Group 2 race there, third in the Yellow Ribbon Handicap in America, when trained by Carla Gaines. It was formerly trained by Henry Candy. They actually bred a few nice horses, including this one here that I've seen a few controlled outlets big up. Shuwari, that I've not really looked at before, but yeah, it's never been out the first 2 in its life. You know, it's won 2. It's £158,000 as a 2-year-old last year by New Bay, which of course is a decent enough stallion without any shadow of a doubt. Gets you back to Bohemian. So this could be an interesting horse and on the maybe list after this, really. It's quite a well-bred horse, Shuwari. You see that won the Star Stakes at Sandown. Yeah, it's definitely fits the profile, doesn't it? Second in the Fillies Mile and in the Rockfell. So this has a chance of Classic Watch next season if it wins the trial, this 2-year-old. So really, this video really is buy, identify 1, get 3. Such are the powers of my video. It's fantastic to find that one. So we'll put that on a maybe list when we finish recording. Next one we found was Anna Paula herself. I don't know why that tab is still open. It shouldn't be. Annus Mirabilis is an interesting one on the flat. You see there a horse called Anna Petrovna is out of Anna Paula. That won 9 out of 30 starts, but again quite consistent in the first 3 in 21 of 30 starts, and this one cleared $1 million. Annus Mirabilis. At 2 it won the Somerville Tattersall Stakes, a listed race, and was second in the Racing Post Trophy. At 3rd it won another listed race, the Doonside Cup at Ayr. It was 3rd in the Irish Derby, classic placed, 2nd in the Prix Jean Prat, when it was raced over a lot further than it is now. It was also 2nd in the Dante and 3rd in the Juddmonte International. Very solid campaign there. At 4, it actually won a Japanese Group 2 race. I mean, they don't campaign horses like that anymore, do they? It won the Manichi Okan Group 2 at Tokyo, and it also won the Group 3 Winter Hill Stakes. And it was also second in the Hardwick, third in the Tatzel's Gold Cup and the Prince of Wales Stakes. At 5, it won another Winter Hill Stakes and was third in the QE2 Cup at Hong Kong. And at 6, it went back for more, winning 3 Winter Hill Stakes at Windsor. It also went to Nad Al Sheba there, won the Dubai Duty Free. Second in an Italian Group 1, third in another Japanese Group 2, and fourth in the McKinnon. I mean, what a life this horse had. Absolutely fantastic globe-trotting horse there. I mean, very solid horse. Doesn't say it went to stud or anything though, does it? But you would think that was a very nice horse, without any shadow of a doubt, and that's how the fourth dam is related to this. If the fourth dam is out of warning of Lecky Watson, it's a full sister. And I think it is out of Red Ransom. So it isn't. But I like a nice horse, Anas Mirabeles, very good form. Others that I found this horse here, Anna Comenina. It never made its mark at pattern level, and it had to carry a young apprentice Freemason round called Jason Weaver, who now is one of the control panellists on the Masonic ITV racing that they show us every weekend. So it goes to show how well connected this Freemason has been, doesn't it, Weaver? He's riding the Shakes horses as an apprentice. You know, he's always been destined for some sort of role in horse racing. And what that is the dam of Sadler's Wings. Sadler's Wings is a very useful horse, 157 rated hurdler. It was a listed winner on the flat, rated 108. It won the listed Ballyroan Stakes at Leopardstown on the flat in 2001. But it was as a hurdler, it did quite well. You know, it was a 6th behind Fundamentalist in the 2004 Sun Alliance Novice Hurdle. It won the Group 2 Glenview Studs Festival Novices Hurdle at Fairy House. That's the Easter Festival, I think, where they have the Irish Grand National. It won that by 3 1/4 lengths in 2004. It then won the 2008 Champion Hurdle at the Punchestown Festival of 2004, the Champion Novice Hurdle, really, where it only ran to a mark of 135. I don't think they would be doing that now. It went to 143 and 146 at Cheltenham. And then it ran to its best form when 7 lengths behind Brave Inca after a 609-day break in the 2006 Irish Champion Hurdle. Very interesting horse. Very good dual-purpose horse. 157 rated hurdler. Won 4 of its 7 hurdles. So a prolific strike rate there as well. I also found this horse, Abiyan. It was placed in half of his runs, 5 of 10, but it only won 1. It was placed in the Group 2 Prix de Royaume in France, and it was also placed in the listed Coupe de France European Delavage, at Deauville. Interesting horse as well. Anna Comenina is also the dam of this one. Anna's done well in the paddocks because she's got her own little line going here. Look. El Yardi is out of Abiyan. That was a 137 rated hurdler and 100 on the flat. It never won a stakes race in 3 races on the flat, unfortunately. But over hurdles, it did okay. You'll see there it won a handicap hurdle there where it ran to its best mark, according to them, of 137. But it was third in a listed mare's hurdle there, behind Vola de Vedette, who was actually related to Shishkin. Going round now, and that was around 134 that day. It was listed placed. It was also second in the Queen Alexandra Stakes at Royal Ascot behind Swinkeel in 2011. 6th behind Opinion Pole in the 2011 Lonsdale Cup. It was then placed in another listed hurdle at Punchestown in 2011, the Grabel Mares Hurdle. Mainly a flat horse, really. It was then campaigned on the flat again after that. But they did try hurdling with it. It used to be trained by Mick Shannon. Had a spell in Dubai with Selva Atnam. Came back trained by John Quealy after that. Not a bad performer, solid dual-purpose horse. Mare, and Ariardi is the dam of Dew Cup. For the same owners, trained by Ted Walsh. Ariardi was a similar horse. It went chasing, 136, hurdles, 139. Didn't win on the flat, only rated 86 on the flat. This one actually started in National Hunt Bumpers. It was fourth behind McFabulous in the 2019 Aintree Bumper. It then was placed in a listed National Hunt Flat race in December of 2019 when it ran behind Utrecht. It then ran in a couple of maidens, I think, on the flat. Then it went hurdling. Placed in the Grade 2 2020 Celebration Hurdle, where it ran to its best mark according to the Racing Post of 139. You'll see there, it was a fairly solid horse of around 130s on all of its runs. It was fourth behind Ballyadam in the 2020 Royal Bond Group 1 Novice Hurdle. It then was fifth behind Echoes in Rain in April, before heading back to the flat, really, not really doing much. Sixth in Handicap Hurdle, 2021. It tried chasing before it was pulled up on its second chase start and was lame behind Lieutenant Command after it ran to roughly the same mark. Didn't improve from hurdles to chases in 2 starts Dew Cup and hasn't raced since it went lame in November 2021. But again, you've got 140 rated pattern runner every now and again here related to our Lecky Watson. Just padding it out a bit. It's not just all about any power, this pedigree and the Derby winner. It can throw other horses. Anna Oleander is an interesting one. She was in the first 2 of 3 of her 5 starts. Multiple black type producer on the flat, really. 2 of the best ones were actually quite good. Piping Rock, the horse always had problems. Unbeaten, won 3 of 3 starts, £40,000 on the flat. Group 3 winner. It won the Horace Hill when trained by Richard Hannon before being bought privately by Godolphin. But you'll see there, the horse always beset by difficulties, sadly. As a yearling, he was found to have a major gut problem and had to undergo a 6-hour operation in Newmarket. They then got the horse right. It won the Horace Hill for Richard Hannon, bought privately by Godolphin, and then sadly died of colic towards the end of that year on the 30th of December 2013. Unbeaten horse. Piping Rock. And there's also Ananerium, who was quite solid. She was in the first 3 of 11 of her 25 starts, earning just over £200,000 on the track. You see there, she's won a few Group 3s. She won the Dick Paul Phillies Stakes, Group 3 at 2. She also won the Free Handicap, which was a listed race in those days. Thankfully, it isn't now. And she also won the Group 3 Supreme Stakes at 3. At 4, she won another Group 3, the Princess Elizabeth Stakes. And at 5, she won the listed Foundation Stakes at Goodwood. Kept her to her level nicely. She won several Group 3s and listed races. Foaled her first colts by Lope de Vega in 2022. So that will be going round next year. Racing Post never told us that. That's the trouble with the Racing Post. They only tell us foals when they've run. So there is an Ananerium. There'll be one this year as well. Might try them if we see them reach at a certain level. But what we've got here with Lecky Watson, I do feel, is a very interesting horse, without any shadow of a doubt. It's got a nice pedigree. They seem determined to give it every opportunity regarding distance to show it. And I think this could be a horse worth siding with. Any horse that runs in the Cheltenham Bumper really is highly thought of. I will always maintain that. This one finished fourth on that day. People talking about a dream to share, like it's already won at this year's Cheltenham Festival. Maybe it has. Also, I've not looked at, to be honest. I'll pick it up over hurdles. I had my bumper team last year. I don't think we had one. Oh yeah, fun. I think ran at Cheltenham. Not sure, but we'll try and find some more this year. But we had some, and Lecky Watson was not one of them, but it is now as a hurdler, and maybe even a future staying chaser. Who knows? With this pedigree. But before we wrap this section of the video up, let's just watch Lecky Watson win, shall we? On the 2nd of November in a maiden hurdle at Thurles. And see what we make of it.
Today. So the white flag is up. Get up to Jerry.
And that off.
That's what I like to see, a nice fair
Stallion
start.
Farms EBF maiden hurdle. Long distance, 2 miles 7 furlongs. And it's Shannon Royale already 5 lengths clear of Lecky Watson. In third is Cater's Revenge for the break then. As they approach the turn into the straight is Secrecies of Stone. Racing together Rush Mount and Western Express, and then Tom Kelly, Zingara Lass, and Sam McGee, the final couple. Round the bend for their first flight, 2 in the straight coming up, and Shannon Royale, followed by Lecky Watson, jumping off to the right in third Cater's Revenge, and then Secrecies of Stone, Rush Mount next, then Western Express and Tom Kelly. Sam McGee swaps a place with Zingara Lass at the tail end of the field. On to the second flight, on the first of 3 occasions. Shannon Royale from Lecky Watson, Secrecies of Stone closer in third, followed by Cater's Revenge, Rush Mount next, then Tom Kelly, Western Express, Sam McGee, and lastly Zingara Lass. 2 circuits to go, another 10 flights left to jump. The leader is Shannon Royale and Jack Kennedy from Lecky Watson, Paul Townend. Turning well on the inside, Secrecies of Stone and Jordan Gainford, and then Cater's Revenge, James O'Sullivan, Tom Kelly, Liam Quinlan, Rush Mount, Michael O'Sullivan, followed by Western Express, Conor McNamara, and then Sam McGee, Rachel Blackmore, Zingara Lass, Philip Enright. Up the far side they go to the first of 3. As they approach the third, Shannon Royale in the lead from Lecky Watson, Secrecies of Stone. Tom Kelly's improved on the inside of Cater's Revenge, followed then by Rush Mount, Western Express, Sam McGee and Zingara Lass. Little changes in the order of running as they complete their first 7 furlongs. Shannon Royale turned over as long odds on last time. Continues to lead Secrecies of Stone, Lecky Watson, Cater's Revenge, Tom Kelly, those 2 racing together, and then Rush Mount with the back 3, Western Express, Sam McGee and Zingara Lass. Returning to the point at which they started, Shannon Royale, followed by Lecky Watson, Secrecies of Stone, little between them for second and third, and then Tom Kelly, Cater's Revenge, Rush Mount, Western Express, Sam McGee rejoined at the rear by Zingara Lass as the field compacts. Coming in the second time before heading out on their final circuit, this 2-7 Irish EBF maiden hurdle. Shannon Royale from Lecky Watson is tightly held as they turn in, a couple cleared of Secrecies of Stone, Cater's Revenge, and then Western Express, Tom Kelly, Zingara Lass, Rush Mount, Sam McGee. When they come to the halfway stage, it's Shannon Royale yet to be headed, followed by Lecky Watson in the red and white. Reached a useful level in bumpers, Lecky Watson, and then Secrecies of Stone, Cater's Revenge, Tom Kelly, with the final 4, Rush Mount, Western Express, Sam McGee and Zingara Lass. Final flight next time, Shannon Royale from Secrecies of Stone, Lecky Watson, Tom Kelly, Cater's Revenge, Rush Mount, Western Express, Sam McGee, Zingara Lass back at the rear once more. Out they go on their final circuit, with 5 flights left to jump, less than 10 furlongs to go from here. Shannon Royale and Jack Kennedy continue with the lead from Secrecies of Stone, Jordan Gainford, disputing second with Lecky Watson, Paul Townend. Then Cater's Revenge and Tom Kelly and Rush Mount, Western Express, Zingara Lass and Sam McGee. Coming up to their final mile of the race with 5 flights to jump, and it's Shannon Royale lobbing along a length and a half to 2 lengths in front of Lecky Watson, Secrecies of Stone, Cater's Revenge, Tom Kelly, Rush Mount, Western Express, slight mistake there by Secrecies of Stone, Western Express, followed by Zingara Lass and Sam McGee on rising ground to the next. This will be 4 from the finish. Shannon Royale. From Lecky Watson, in between them is Secrecies of Stone. These 3 covered by a couple of lengths, and then Tom Kelly. Next on the far side, Shannon Royale, joined by Secrecies of Stone, then Lecky Watson, Tom Kelly, Cater's Revenge. Joining the leading group is Rushmount, gone 5 clear of Sam McGee's and Gara Lass, and labouring is Western Express. Heading up to the final half mile, good run to the second last, and Shannon Royale now with 3 companions, Secrecies of Stone, Cater's Revenge and Lecky Watson, the 4 in a line. 2 in front of Rushmount, and Sam McGee and Tom Kelly is ridden along. Heading for the turn into the straight with 2 flights to jump. Shannon Royale nudged along on the inside of Secrecies of Stone, and then Cater's Revenge encircling them in is Lecky Watson, and then Rushmount, Sam McGee and Tom Kelly in line for the final 2 flights. And as they jump it, Shannon Royale on the inside of Secrecies of Stone, Lecky Watson in the middle of the track, now being wound up to try and close, and then Rushmount, Cater's Revenge on the run of the final flight. And Shannon Royale is giving generously from Secrecies of Stone, Rushmount, Lecky Watson, the near side, the final flight still looks open. Shannon Royale, Lecky Watson and Rushmount is finishing off best in between them. 3 abreast with 150 yards to go, and on the near side, Lecky Watson and Rushmount, these 2 brush aside Shannon Royale, and at the finish, Lecky Watson is lifted home from on the inside. Rushmount, Shannon Royale faded back into 3rd place.
Ooh, a desperate finish.
I mean, that horse to me looked like to be having the time of his life. You know, he was just going round in his own pace, weren't he? Jumping the hurdles. And then he somehow just nudged him home on the line. He looked to need every inch of this 2 mile 7 furlongs, didn't he? I mean, how far does this horse? Obviously, we're thinking of horses with races like the Albert Bartlett already on the back of that, aren't we, at Cheltenham? Could be a Grand National horse. It looks to have bags of stamina. I mean, saying they're shaken up. I'm reading the bumper notes at Cheltenham. Shaken up 2 furlongs out, ridden over a furlong out, disputed lead when hampered inside the final furlong. Soon lost ground, no impression. So it was hampered, and then it couldn't find anything. You saw then it was a horse that needed some stoking up. So if it had sort of come to a standstill at Cheltenham, you would have to say that it probably would take him a while to get back up to pace, wouldn't you? Looking at that. But yeah, very interesting horse. I want to see it in a nice small field race where it can just go round and just win, really. Nice horse. Hopefully they'll get it back to Cheltenham in March. And it's looking like an Albert Bartlett horse, isn't it? Or I don't know if they're going to drop it down in trip. You know, will they miss Albert Bartlett? Do they know this horse needs more further than this? Are they just going to kill time this year over hurdles? Who knows? But for now, I do think Lecky Watson looks a very interesting prospect over hurdles without any shadow of a doubt. Right, boys and girls, what I'm going to have to do now is I'm going to have to put the screen up quickly just so I can get on to the second horse of this video, and then we'll think about wrapping it up. Thank you very much, everybody. Hello, everybody. This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will start. That didn't take long, did it? That was done live as well, no editing. Yeah, it was done live, that was. Right, the horse in question now, quickly, is we're going to take a look at this horse here, Mystical Power. This was going around in the summer when I wasn't even looking at jumps racing. It won a National Hunt flat race in May, and it won a novice hurdle in July, where it ran to a mark of 126, after running to a mark of 113 in its National Hunt flat debut. 2 out of 2. The horse hasn't lost a race. Mystical Power, trained by Willie Mullins, owned by JP McManus. And you'll see that the dam of this is the legendary Annie Power. And the sire of it is legendary sire Galileo. You know, we see it there, look, 7F. That's what I mean about jumps racing. This horse is a classic example. You see, this site doesn't even know that it's ran at Galway. I only use this site for pedigrees. I don't use it. I use it on the flat. I trust what it tells me on the flat around the world, what races regarding when horses have ran. when what races they've won, what they've produced. Over the jumps, just won't have it. I use it for the pedigrees and that's it. Even then, only some of them, because this is the key word there is thoroughbred. If you get a French AQPS horse, it ain't even on this site. You have to go through France Gallop or another site I might try. They've got an any horse site, these people. I don't know where you'll find the AQPS horses. But you'll see there the Mystical Power, Anna Paola, the third dam, the Annie Power, the first dam. I mean, what an incredible pedigree this horse has got from a family 7F. All we don't need to talk about it, really. All we need to do is watch it win at the Galway Festival back in July when I was watching flat racing. They sneak this one in nicely at 6-4. Let's have a look and see how it gets on, shall we? What do we think?
White flag is raised. And that off. In the first race of Galway 23, the Galway Bay Hotel and the Galmon 4-year-old novice hurdle over 2 miles and 9 flights. They go uphill to the first. It's Your Runner leading out over the first Dark Note. They're followed by Samuai and Mystical Power, keenly going up in between horses as they make the bend, and Dark Note presses ahead of Your Runner, Samuai, improving on the inside, Mercury Mission, followed by Mystical Power, racing together, Gordon's Aura and Hypotenuse. Keep Telling Them Nothing next on the outside, followed downhill by JJZ. After them is Cosmic Blizzard. Blue Reed last but one, and Mark Set Go is the overall back marker. Tightly grouped coming towards the second flight. Dark Note, winner of his last 2 races, makes the bend to the second flight, leading Your Runner, Mercury Mission, followed then by Samuai, who jumped up well to dispute
I'm not saying this
third place, and then Gordon's Aura, Mystical Power, shuffled back to mid-division alongside his Hypotenuse, a couple of lengths to JJZ as they come in for flight number 3. Dark Note in front of Your Honor, then Mercury Mission, Samuai, Hypotenuse next, and then Gordon's Aura, Mystical Power, a couple of lengths to JJZ, and then Keep Telling Them Nothing with the back 3, a circuit to race, Cosmic Blizzard, Blue Reed and Mark Set Go. Circuit to race, 6 flights left to jump, Dark Note and Keen Quirk in front. From Your Honor, Rachel Blackmore in third place is Mercury Mission and Shane Fitzgerald and Samuai. Gordon Zara jumped to position in front of Hypotenuse and then Mystical Power. Break of 3 lengths to JJZ and then Keep Telling Them Nothing. Blue Reed on the outside of Cosmic Blizzard, being followed past halfway by Marks at Go. Going to the flight just after the turn, it's Dark Note extending the advantage to less than 2 lengths. Your Runner's second, disputing the third, Mercury Mission on the inside of Samuai, and followed by Hypotenuse as they quickly go towards the next flight, 7 furlongs from the finish. Dark Note leads Your Runner, followed by Samuai, Mercury Mission on the inside. Mystical Power's hurdling hasn't been fluent over the last 2 flights as Dark Note returns to their point of departure in a lead of a length. Your Honor's second, Mercury Mission, just third from Samuai, and then Hypotenuse, who's taking closer order. Races on to the heels of the leaders, then Gordon Zara and Mystical Power. The flight, which was their first, is 3 from the finish, Dark Note. Yet to be headed leads Your Honor to the 5 furlong point, followed by Samuai and Mercury Mission, the rail. They're followed downhill into the dip by Hypotenuse. Then Gordon Zara and Mystical Power. Pushed along behind them is JJZ. Good run of the second last flight, and it's Dark Note with queuing up and behind Your Honor, Samuai, Mercury Mission, Hypotenuse and Mystical Power are closing together. Pushed along is JJZ and touches Gordon Zara as they head for the second last flight. And the Galway Bay Hotel and the Galman 4-year-old novice. Dark Note joined by an improving Samuai. Making ground on the outside is Mystical Power, the white cap. Then Mercury Mission and Hypotenuse next, the second last. Not much between 3. Samuai made a mistake. Dark Note now challenged round the home turn by Mystical Power as these kick away by 2.5 lengths to Samuai. Then Mercury Mission and Hypotenuse next. And coming off the bend for the final flight. It's Mystical Power coming there very strongly from Mark Walsh to head the long-time leader, Dark Note, who hit the final flight hard under Keen Quirk, and then comes Samurai and Jack Kennedy. But up the hill, it's Mystical Power, preserving his unbeaten record on the Western Circuit as he wins impressively the first race of Galway 23 for Mark Walsh, Winnie Mullins. Second, Samurai Mercury Mission came for the third, and of Dark Note.
Well, what can people say about that? I mean, it looked to absolutely not know how to jump. and then the horse came to the second last, and Mark Walsh made a brutal move, didn't he? Decisive move, really, I think. Good piece of jockeyship there, moving the horse nicely out, and then once it jumped the last, it was off, wasn't it? Very impressive horse, I think. Mystical Power. It's 1 2 out of 2. For some reason, I've closed the tab down that we need. Was it even open in the first place? Yes, it was. Very interesting horse. 126, I think it ran to that day, did I say? Doubting myself now. Yeah, there it is. Very interesting horse. Mystical Power sauntering to a 7-length victory that day. It's won at Ballinrobe and it's won at Galway. I mean, over 2 miles and a bit. So are we looking at maybe a Supreme Novice Hurdler or a Ballymore? Possibly. You know, very fascinating Novice Hurdler. What a fantastic pedigree the horse has got. I mean, this one, though, if it does end up good, it's going to be very short, isn't it? It's going to be a bookie's horse all day long, this. Not many secrets about the horse. People will just look at the pedigree and go, we'll put that in and odds on. It'll just be one of them. Yeah, will people ever be able to back the horse? It's ran twice, you'll see, but it's been a bookie's price both times, really. Anything under 2 to 1 to me, is risky. It's not even worth thinking about. There's no risk and reward. These horses are going for 2 miles. They're jumping hurdles. Anything could go wrong, and they're going to give you that. Even if you're right, just sit back and say, yeah, I was right. And then what it should do, really, these races, if you're right in races like this, where it's 6 to 4, it should boost your confidence when the price is a bit better. If you can pick a winner at 6 to 4, you can pick a winner at 20 to 1. It's just a matter of picking and identifying the right horses and waiting for the price to come to you. Right, I'm going to leave this video here now because I've just been looking at the time and I can realise I've been whacking on for about 48 minutes. So we will just close this video down now. 2 lovely horses, I'm sure you will agree. What I will do at the end is I will put up a couple of steers. I will put up an opportunity for people that have watched this video and have chosen not to subscribe to the channel if they wish to. And I will also put up a playlist of all the National Hunt races, horses so far, the one from last year on the channel as well. So people can get a nice little battalion together, should they wish to. But for now, I'll call this video a day, I think. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic day and look after yourselves. Goodbye.